Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my trophy guide for Elden Ring. Follow me south where we want to make our way across the Lake of Rot. Run over to the platform and then roll in the lake. That will result in us building up Scarlet Rot without having to touch the rot. Getting inflicted with a Scarlet Rot while standing outside the rot itself will result in us getting inflicted with a weaker version of Scarlet Rot, which allows us to get across the lake with only 3 flask charges. But you can of course reallocate more charges to the Crimson Flask. Just distribute some of them back to Cerulean at the next site of grace. Also remember that you can use your additional golden seeds and sacred tears to power up your flask at any point. We won't need it again, but I will use the Grand Cloister Grace to heal. Descend to the River of Rot below and interact with the coffin to reach the deepest parts of the Lake of Rot. Enter the fog gate and approach the boss while dodging or healing against its projectiles. Summon your Ashen remains once you get close to the boss and then make use of Rocksling while you keep some distance. Staying in front of it will let you deal more damage as its head is its weak spot. Staying to its side or behind it will be safer. Always look up after it teleports as it can grab you from above. Try and roll to avoid this. At half health it will teleport away and summon a shower of meteors. Run towards Astel and spam roll to avoid most or even all of the projectiles safely. Defeating Astel, Naturalborn of the Void will pop the trophy Astel, Naturalborn of the Void, unlocks further progress in Ranni's questline and rewards you with the remembrance of the Naturalborn. Travel north and use the lift to reach the Moonlight Altar. You can from now on use all remembrances as you obtain them for additional runes and level ups. Activate the Moonlight Altar Site of Grace and travel northeast to reach the Cathedral of Manus Caelis. Feel free to use the Cathedral of Manus Caelis Grace and then carefully drop down the nearby hole. Follow its narrow path to find Ranni and interact with her. Talk to Ranni to complete her questline and unlock one of the required alternative endings before picking up the Dark Moon Greatsword, which will be your 5th out of 9 legendary armaments. Fast travel to Moonlight Altar and make your way southwest. Unmount here to line up a jump to the pillar below. If this jump feels too tricky, then you can just take a detour along the western edge of the Moonlight Altar. Activate the altar's south side of grace and interact with the pedestal, which initiates a riddle to open up the rise. West of the tower you can find a giant turtle hanging off the cliffs. Slowly approach it to lock on and then take it out with Rocksling. Now you want to follow me counterclockwise around the Moonlight Altar to find 2 more giant spectral turtles. Do not fast travel, as that will deactivate the riddle and you will have to interact with the pedestal again. Here we can only reach the final spectral turtle by utilizing the Spirit Spring. After solving the riddle, we want to enter the nearby Ringleader's Error Jail. Switch your Meteorite Staff for the Carrion Knight's Shield and switch your Stargazer Heirloom for Redagon's Soreseal. Then follow me to the left and position yourself next to a rock right next to the Abyss. Keep blocking all her attacks and wait patiently until the boss approaches you from the even ground. Roll or strafe around her so she is now stuck where you stood before. If she doesn't get properly stuck, then just try again. Once she is stuck, she will constantly try to walk backwards without success, so this is when you can use your Flask of Wondrous Physic and kill her with Combat Usurp. Defeating Alecto, Black Knife Ringleader will reward you with the Ashen Remains of Black Knife Tiche, which will be your 4th out of 6 legendary Ashen Remains. If this ever gets patched or you can't replicate it, then simply beat her normally. This is not an easy fight, but you will have an easier time if you keep this for later. Switch back in your Meteorite Staff and Stargazer Heirloom and then fast travel back to Altar South, where you can now enter Chelona's Rise and find Ranni's Dark Moon Sorcery, being your 4th out of 7 legendary spells. Fast travel to Erdtree Gazing Hill, and this is where I use all my golden seeds and sacred tears. The next boss can damage us quite quickly, but simply healing against the damage will make it a lot easier. Follow me north until we reach the Shaded Castle. jump over the outer wall and you can find the shaded castle ramparts grace up the ladder to your right. Then follow me closely as we skip everything and go straight for the boss. Make sure to jump over this poison section as it is especially deep here and could allow the nearby enemy to catch up to you. You can pick up the shaded castle inner gate grace as we reach the halfway point. Quit out behind the elevator here if the Clean Rod Knight follows you onto it. Enter the fog gate and immediately summon your Ashen remains, followed by healing up. Then have the boss get distracted and use Rock Sling whenever you are in the clear. Spam roll whenever he focuses on you and heal afterwards. Defeating the Elemer of the Briar will pop the trophy Elemer of the Briar and rewards you with the Marais Executioner's Greatsword, being your 6th out of 9 legendary armaments. Fast travel to Temple of Iclay and make your way through the deepest parts of Volcano Manor as we did before. Go straight here and exit the building where you can find a teleportation device. Feel free to use the audience pathway grace, enter the fog gate and pick up the Serpent Hunter. Switch Lusat's Glintstone Staff plus 10 for the Serpent Hunter, unequip the Meteorite Staff to lower your equip load, and finally switch your Stargazer Heirloom for Radagon's Sword Seal. Summon your Ashen remains and approach the boss to start the fight. Keep some distance and let your summon distract him while using your charged weapon skill. You do that by holding L2. You can follow that up with another L2 for a lot of damage. Phase 2 works mostly the same. The boss can now summon a skull that will slowly travel around the arena and drag explosions behind it. Change your position if it passes you by. If the boss ever manages to charge up fully, then simply run in a circle around the boss to avoid all meteors, but you will most likely kill him before that happens. Beating Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy, will pop the trophy Shardbearer Rykard and rewards you with the Remembrance of the Blasphemous. Switch back all your equipment and then fast travel to Ancestral Woods. Feel free to use the Remembrance of the Blasphemous and then travel northeast where you can find a hidden area. Take note of the aqueduct facing Cliff's Grace and then jump down into the building. Follow me through it to reach the next boss. You can easily dispose of this duo boss fight by summoning your Ashen remains and casting Rocksling. Defeating the Valiant Gargoyle and Valiant Gargoyle Twinblade will pop the trophy Valiant Gargoyle, and lets you reach another area where we will be able to continue Fiat's questline. Interact with the coffin to reach the deep-root depths and feel free to use the Great Waterfall Crest Grace. Hug the right-hand wall and traverse the roots to find a hidden cave entrance. Follow me through it to find the Elden Stars incantation at the exit. This will be your 5th out of 7 legendary spells. Travel further west and turn north when you can to reach a ruined town. Use the collapsed buildings and routes to climb up towards the next boss. Take note of the Across the Roots Grace and then enter the large open area. Approach the opposite side to trigger the boss fight. Summon your Ashen remains and make use of Rocksling to defeat all 5 enemies quite easily. Defeating all of Fia's champions, Sorcerer Rogier and Lionel the Lionhearted, will give you access to progress Fia's questline. Activate the Prince of Death's throne site of grace and talk to Fia. Make absolutely sure you answer, "No, I want to be held." Otherwise you will have to reload your backup save as the next boss fight will be inaccessible permanently. Obtain another Baldekin's blessing and then talk in secret twice.
When the God wins, but there is, and I'm before that. when God another and I'm before my hand, will you still?
Now choose to give Cursemark of Death.
How did you with this and claim you and though I can I hope?
Finally, talk in secret 2 more times and then fast travel back to Prince of Death's throne.
Brandished, stay the by becoming. I will to conceive. Brandish, stay the by becoming.
Speak with Fia again and talk in secret 1 last time before traveling to Prince of Death's throne once more.
This is good, but I choose and I will who will in it. What greater?
Now use the Baldachin's Blessing to get your HP back, interact with Fia and enter the Deathbed Dream. Use your Flask of Wondrous Physic and then use Comet Azure. Do not lock onto the boss and free aim your spell to hit his head. This might take a few attempts, but you will be able to one-shot the boss that way. Defeating Lich Dragon Fortissax will pop the trophy Lich Dragon Fortissax and rewards you with the remembrance of the Lich Dragon. Fast travel to Celia Hideaway, use the Remembrance of the Lich Dragon and level up as we will abandon all runes shortly. Again, we want to level Intelligence towards 83. Follow me into the cave and dispel 2 illusory walls by rolling against them. Traverse the crystals and drop down to the bottom, where we take down a Glintstone Sorcerer. Use the Celian Sealbreaker to find Master Lusat, who will give you the Stars of Ruin sorcery, being your 6th out of 7 legendary spells. Now use your Memory of Grace to get back to the entrance, which will also get rid of all our runes. Fast travel to Capital Rampart and enter the royal capital of Lindell. Simply follow me until we reach the East Capital Rampart Grace. Exit the building and run along the rampart until we can jump off onto the rooftops. Hop across them northwest and then follow the main road southwest. Ignore the Erdtree avatar and enter the gate to your right where you want to activate the Avenue Balcony Site of Grace. Go down the stairs and cycle counterclockwise around the buildings to avoid an archer. Then jump up the giant dragon's wing to eventually reach the West Capital Rampart Grace. Run along the rampart until you find another golden seed guarded by a gargoyle, and then travel up the routes where we find our next boss. Avoid the boss and run to the left end of the arena. Use the Flask of Wondrous Physic when he moves around the corner and use Comet Azure to take him out in one shot. If this is not enough, then run across to the opposite side, summon your Ashen Remains and use Rocksling to finish him off. Defeating Godfrey, First Elden Lord will pop the trophy Godfrey the First Lord and rewards you with another talisman pouch. Activate the Erdtree Sanctuary Site of Grace and equip Radagon's Sword Seal. Then exit the building to the west and use the lift. Run along the railing and jump off after the second statue to find the Bolt of Grandsax, being your 7th out of 9 legendary armaments. Fast travel back to Erdtree Sanctuary and travel up the routes outside to reach the next boss. Feel free to use the Queen's Bedchamber Grace on the way. Enter the fog gate and quit out after the cutscene to restart in front of the fog gate with the boss spawned in. Enter again, use your Flask of Wondrous Physic and cast Comet Azure to one-shot the boss. Defeating Morgott the Omen King will pop the trophy Shardbearer Morgott, rewards you with the remembrance of the Omen King, and opens up the path to unlock an alternative ending. Touch the impenetrable wall of thorns and then activate and rest at the Elden Throne site of grace, where you will be given the rolled medallion by Melina.
Allow me, you are unprevented. The thorns are husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide you.
Fast travel to Avenue Balcony and feel free to use the Remembrance of the Omen King to level up. Our final goal for this episode will be reaching the deepest points below the capital, so follow me to find and drop into a nearby well. Turn left and jump off to reach the subterranean shunning grounds. You can turn left here to find the underground roadside grace. Reach the end of this big hallway, drop down and turn left. Turn right and keep an eye out for two holes in the ground. Jump over both of them. Fast travel back if you do fall down. Turn right and then follow the sewers. Run straight ahead here, pick up the Somber Smithing Stone 8 and quickly climb the ladder. You can open the gate to the right to reach the underground roadside grace. Open the gate ahead to progress. Jump off to the left and turn around. Enter another hallway and follow it. Turn left, drop down and turn around. Follow this path and take the second pipe to the right. Crouch and sneak into the room until the enemy moves and then back off. Crouch around the enemy and climb the ladder. Open the gate ahead to reach the underground roadside grace. Turn left and avoid the imps while balancing across the pipes to progress. Wait here till the imp inside the hallway comes chasing after you before entering yourself. Jump across the gap to enter another pipe. Turn east and follow me by taking a sharp left at the next turn. Turn right, drop down the hole and follow me until you reach an elevator and the end of the sewers. Feel free to use the Forsaken Depths Grace and go ahead to find the boss down here. Make him spawn and then quit back out. Use your Flask of Wondrous Physic and use Comet Azure to deal a big chunk of damage to the boss. Run away and hide behind a pillar to avoid his bloody projectiles before summoning your Ashen Remains and healing. Then use Rocksling to finish off the boss while he is distracted. Defeating Mohg the Omen will pop the trophy Mohg the Omen, and opens up the path towards another alternative ending. Hit the altar to make it disappear and proceed to find a giant pit. Drop down to the lowest rafter and then copy my movement closely. Drop down here by slowly moving forward. Drop down again by rolling forwards. Turn around and roll off again. And then turn around and roll off again before entering the room to your right. Walk down the right hallway and pick up the fingerprint stone shield. Now drop down to the floor and activate the Frenzied Flame Proscription Site of Grace before fast traveling to Avenue Balcony. That concludes this episode. I will see you in the next one.